Never buy a gaming phone. It's a bad idea, and here's why. Unless you want to game for 8 hours straight, then yeah, you don't really have a choice, and here's why. I'm not saying that all gaming phones are bad, but because they are so gaming centered, they make trade-offs so that, other aspects of their phones are bad. And if you can live with those trade-offs, then go right ahead. But before you click buy on any of these gaming phones, you might want to hear me out and see what these trade-offs are first. So you see, the Android phone market is super different from PC gaming or even console gaming in terms of hardware. For example, regular computers or laptops cannot play games because they don't have the fastest CPU or graphics card. So if you want to play games, you either need to buy a better computer or upgrade the CPU or GPU to get more frames per second. Right? So for example, you buy a regular computer, you don't get the very best CPU and graphics cards. But when you buy a regular smartphone, you do. Take the S20 for example. It has the Snapdragon 865, which is the fastest chip on the planet at the moment. That would be like saying your laptop that you buy for like $1,000 comes with the most expensive $10,000 CPU in it, which is obviously not true. Your regular laptop is weak, but it's good enough for Microsoft Word, Internet, and Chrome, but it's not for games. But on the flip side, your smartphone is. One last example before we move on. How many grandmothers do you know who own computers capable of running, Skyrim at ultra settings? And how many grandmas do you know who own smartphones capable of gaming at ultra settings? So their answer is yes. Obviously, there you know a lot more grandmas who own smartphones that are capable of gaming. So when you're considering buying, for example, a gaming phone like the Asus ROG 2, you're not getting better hardware to let you get better graphics or more frames per second over a flagship like a OnePlus 8 or a Galaxy S20. What you are getting is basically the Galaxy S20 inside a really cool and nice looking RGB gaming style phone that has some additional stuff to make gaming easier. Now, what are these additional things that makes gaming easier? So first, everyone knows that it is absolutely vital that every single gaming phone has LEDs that flash different colors, since that obviously makes you a better gamer. And on a more serious note, the Asus ROG phone, for example, has a huge battery and good cooling capabilities, which are both needed to game for extended periods of time, which is where gaming phones start differentiating themselves. The Galaxy S20, for example, OnePlus 8, Huawei P40 Pro are all capable of gaming at the same graphics quality as the Asus ROG phone, the same frames per second. The only difference is they cannot do it for as long as a gaming phone like the Asus because they have, for example, smaller batteries and the cooling isn't as strong, so you need to wait for the phone to cool down before you continue. Something else that gaming phones have that flagships don't are gaming specific features. Again, taking the Asus for example, it has shoulder buttons kind of like a controller, and for sure that definitely makes you a better gamer since you literally have extra buttons to help you shoot that guy faster than he shoots you if he's only using his touchscreen. It's literally the equivalent of getting this mouse for MMORPGs. This one is a little hard for me to argue against because if the main purpose of your phone is gaming, then yeah, shoulder buttons are pretty important for the main purpose of your phone. However, if you are a gaming nut, then I would assume you would have, a third party or like an outside controller anyway to hook your phone up so that you can up your game even more. At which point, why did you buy the Asus in the first place? Oh right, you wanted to game Fortnite for 8 hours straight, which the S20, the OnePlus 8, the Sony, the Huawei, the blah blah blah, they cannot do because they heat up so much after 45 minutes that you have to wait for them to cool down. So that right there is basically the only reason why you should get a gaming phone. If you want to play prolonged sessions of super intense mobile games, get a gaming phone. Now before you get one last thing to be aware of, that there has not been a single gaming phone that has a good camera. They will take okay pictures, but they're never going to be great, and it's actually noticeable. Doesn't matter if it's a Xiaomi Black Shark, Huawei Red Magic, or Razer, the Asus ROG. They all have, bad cameras. They're not like bad, but they're not good. And of course, gaming phones are going to be huge because you need a lot of physical space to cool down the phone effectively, so you got to make the phone bigger to accommodate that. And of course, putting, massive 6,000 milliamp hour batteries don't help either. So again, the only reason to buy a gaming phone is because you want to play games for a prolonged period of time and you don't want to wait for your phone to cool down every 45 minutes and you are okay with the trade-offs in terms of bad camera and size, then yeah, gaming phone, go for it. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.